Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. We are Group 9, and this is our presentation entitled The Art of Chinese Steel Lessons in Cross-Cultural Business. This project explores the key cultural, political, and economic differences between the United States and China, and how these differences impact the way businesses is done across borders. As part of our research, we analyze everything from communication styles and negotiation tactics to investment environments and market conditions. Our goal is to help business understand how to navigate Chinese market effectively while fostering long-term respectful partnerships. So, we will begin with our introduction of our research, which will be given to us by Samuel Adeyanju.
Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Samuel Adeyanju. For our introduction, we believe that the success of modern international business relies heavily on understanding and managing cultural differences. As economic powerhouse with constructed value and traditional, the US and China exemplify the challenges and opportunity of cross-cultural engagement. This paper explores key cultural distinction in their business practices, focusing on communication, decision making, and cultural model like trusted theories, offering insight and recommendation for affecting US, China, and business relations. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liliane Nishimye Bigalka. Now I'm going to explain of studies cultural dimensions. Effectively managing a USA-China project requires understanding key cultural differences. China values hierarchy and group harmony, while the USA emphasizes equality, individualism, and open communication. Both cultures are achievement-oriented, but differ in time perspective. China plans long-term, whereas the USA favors short-term results. The USA also leans toward intelligence and structured processes, while China promotes restraint and flexibility. Recognizing these constructs help improve communication, build trust, and ensure successful collaboration.
Hi, my name is Tatiana, and I am going to explain the communication and time culture differences between the United States and China. So as you can see in the chart, there is the communication style for the United States is low context, which means that they are explicit. In China, it's high context without that they are implicit on their communication. In the negative feedback, Americans are not as scared about direct feedback, even if it can be harsh sometimes. Chinese culture, maintaining harmony for them is the most important part. So they try to avoid direct conflict. So for the disagreement style is very similar. For Americans, they feel comfortable with the disagreement, and even they think that's a healthier way to solve problems. Chinese prefer to handle the conflict more privately or diplomatically. But finally, Americans value punctuality and organized scheduling. China, it's more flexible with the time because relationships and adaptability are more important over strict schedules.
Hi everyone, my name is Glenda Thompson, and I will be explaining to you guys and sharing more about the negotiation styles from the Chinese. It is important to understand that Chinese negotiators usually prioritize developing interactions and cultivating trustworthy relationships, establishing guanxi, which is a system of linked social networks and personal relationships. China's cultural standard of negotiating the need for patience as well as indirect communication. Chinese partners in business are marked by a cautious attitude, emphasizing harmony and a similar outlook rather than aggressive research for interactions. For example, Western negotiators should be aware of these qualities and adjust to them by using a conciliatory attitude. With that, they are more likely to produce favorable results when doing business in China.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anaela Mofukeng. I will provide a brief overview of China's government structure, economic environment as one looks into possible new business ventures there. China is governed by a one-party authoritarian system under President Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP tightly controls all branches of power, including the military and the media. The legislative body, the National People's Congress, has limited influence and primarily serve to endorse CCP decisions. According to the 2024 Index of Economic Freedom by the Heritage Foundation, China scored 59.5. This was categorized as mostly unfree, compared to the USA, which scored 70. While there are opportunities, particularly in trade and labor flexibility, foreign investment is tightly controlled and navigating the financial sector remains challenging. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be doing the Economic Freedom Index of China with that of the business regulatory environment in China. China's Economic Freedom Index measures how free individuals and businesses are to make economic decisions without government interference. It is published annually by institutions like the Heritage Foundation and includes 12 categories. Each score from 0 to 100. Higher marks indicate more freedom. China's performance on the 12 economic freedom indicators reveal a mixed picture. However, most repressed freedom or restrictions are, we have number 1, investment freedom, score 20 over 100. We also have financial freedom, the score is 20 out of 100%. Fiscal health, 8 out of 100%. Property rights and judicial effectiveness, legal protection and judicial bias, concerns about IP and contact enforcement. Places of more abundant freedom. 1, business freedom, score 68 out of 100%. Trade freedom, score 74 out of 100%. Monetary freedom, score 72 out of 100%. What's the business implication? Dignities, IP rates, and financial restrictions. Domestic businesses benefit from smoother setup and trade but face strong state competition. Overall, companies must plan for policy shift, navigate complex rules, and build strong local knowledge. Thank you ever so much. Okay, what does business regulatory environment means in China? The business regulatory environment refers to the rules, laws, and government procedures that affect how easy or difficult it is to start, operate, and grow a business in a country. In the context of China, this includes how business deal with 1, starting business, 2, paying taxes, 3, enforcing contracts, and so forth. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. I'm Michael Oluwadare Ugungbemi. China imposes several trade barriers like value-added tax, import duties, consumption taxes, quotas, and anti-dumping duties on imported goods. Imported duties vary based on trade agreement. Countries with free trade agreement, FTAs, enjoy lower tariffs. Most favored nations MFN status ensures equal treatment under WTO, but not the lowest tariffs. Average tariffs in China are about 7.5%, with higher rate on agricultural goods and clothing, and lower on machinery and chemicals. To reduce costs, businesses should focus on importing products with lower tariffs and consider sourcing from FTA partner countries. Assembly products in China can also be a strategic move. Overall, understanding China's tariff structure and leveraging FTAs can lead to smarter, more cost-effective trade decisions. Thank you.
Hello guys, so my name is Elias. I'll be focused on the foreign direct investment, mostly in China and the United States of America. First of all, we need to know that the The FDI is one of the important things in business where many companies have opportunity to expand their business in different parts of the world. So some of the way some countries do to incentive people to bring their business inside their country. For example, in China, they used to make some tax breaks and subsidies for high-tech sectors, and also they have regional cash incentives. For example, Shenzhen, Up, and some others high-tech company. In the United States, for example, they used to have a federal and state incentives that is related to tax credits and grants, and also have a strong legal protection for investors. But although there are some incentives, there are also some restrictions that impede people to bring their business, like negative list, where there are some limits sectors to come to their country, and equity caps, national security reviews. That is from China. In the United States, they have some review of sensitive industries, and finally, they have export controls in sector-specific limits. So the main strategy people can do, or businessmen can do, like deal with some skilled labor to regulate the risk in IPs. So that's all I want to share. Thank you very much.
Economic conditions, China's current economic conditions. China's gross domestic product capita is currently about $13,306, indicating that despite the country's economic growth, typical incomes still allow for reasonably priced goods and services. The country's gross domestic growth rate of 5% is steady and suggests the economy is still expanding. Inflation is really low at 2.0%. Although it might seem nice at first, it could indicate a lackluster attitude, meaning consumers are being frugal with their money. Additionally, the loan interest rate fell to 3%. By making loans cheaper, the government is trying to persuade businesses to borrow money. This is important data one might consider when starting a business in China.
Between 2019 and 2024, the Chinese yuan experienced significant fluctuation against the US dollar. It strengthened in the early recovery phase after COVID-19 and remained stable briefly then weakened substantially in 2023 and 2024 due to international and domestic economic pressures. The weakening of the yen can be attributed to factors like Federal Reserve's aggressive rate hikes and China's soft monetary policy. Additionally, trade tensions such as the recent tariff increases by the US have added uncertainty, leading to capital flight and weakening investor confidence. For businesses, currency trends have real consequences. A weaker yen raises import costs, improve exports pricing globally, but can also erode profits for foreign firms when converting revenue from back into the home currency. Thank you.
Right, so we talked about the product ideas. We found here some product ideas that can help solve some problems. In China, for example, we have smart air purifier plus health monitor that can help to solve some air pollution and wellness demand. And we also have a plant-based meal kits where we can solve the need of synthetic, convenient veg meals, and also that can help look for receipts and eco packaging. Finally, we have a smart water saving device. So this device can help in water scarcity, lack of smart solution, and finally a real-time usage tracking and gamification. Thank you.
To conclude, in doing business with China depends more than just numbers. It requires cultural understanding, patience, and strategic adaptation. For any company entering China, we strongly recommend partnering with trusted local entities, ensuring legal and financial compliance, and customizing products and strategies to fit local cultural norms. With thoughtful planning and respectful for cultural differences, businesses can thrive in this competitive yet rewarding market. Thank you for your attention. And yet again, we are Group 9, the Art of Chinese Steel, Lessons in Cross-Cultural Business, a forward comparative analysis of US and China business culture.